Well, good afternoon, everyone. Owen Fritzen here with you on a Tuesday afternoon. It's about 2:36 right now. If you're just joining us, we do have a tornado warning that has been issued here for southern Ohio, southeastern Ohio in particular. We discussed that earlier. I know Mike Joyce was on the air talking about some of the setup for the atmosphere, and as further we went south in Ohio, the greater chance we had for and we have for severe weather today. So we do have a tornado warning right now. We're going to stay focused on this, and we're going to read the warning for you and talk about a couple of other things that's going on as well. But right now, we want to stay focused real quick on the tornado warning that's for southern Muskingum County in east central Ohio until 3 p.m. So, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a possible tornado located 6 miles southwest of South Zanesville or 8 miles southwest of Zanesville, moving east at 45 miles an hour. The good news is it's radar indicated rotation, and they're also quarter-size hail with this as well. So if you're in this area in Muskingum County, you need to be in that tornado-safe shelter, and this is for the southern portion of Muskingum County. So you need to be in that tornado-safe shelter, get to the lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So kind of looking here on what we're seeing, we'll kind of flip over into the winds, if you will, kind of looking at the winds. And I'm going to take the storm motion out and kind of see what we got here. You can kind of see real quick where those winds are embedded with each other, and this is showing rotation just outside of Fultonham, moving towards Philo, and even maybe catching portions of Zanesville, depending on where you're at. This is right where that rotation is currently. So we're continuing to watch this, and again, it is definitely valid. There is a lot of rotation going on with this. Just outside of South Zanesville and Fultonham, we are seeing some hail with this as well. You can see, if I probe this real quick, let me go ahead and show you what we got. It says, and this is radar indicated, so it's saying you got an 86 mile an hour or 92. You can see here going inbound, and then the outbound a little bit lower at 34. You kind of see that, what we call gate-to-gate shear. Looking at some other things here off screen, definitely to me, says that this is very valid rotation, and it's definitely something that the radar is showing. You got to remember we're looking a little bit higher in the atmosphere as well, because we're looking out of the radar from Pittsburgh. So very valid warning right now, and there is rotation occurring. Wouldn't be surprised if there is a funnel cloud or even something potentially in the ground at this point. It's kind of hard to tell. We're looking at what we would call the correlation coefficient or debris ball tracker, if you will. Not seeing a lot on that right now, but it is definitely tightening up pretty good here with this particular storm cell. So the one thing to make mention, if you're in this area, it is going to be rain wrapped at this point. You're not going to be able to see it, so you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. Get to the lowest level as possible and cover your neck and head. That's very important here as this tornado warning continues again for another 20 minutes or so until 3 o'clock. Kind of broadening out the area, we do have a couple other severe thunderstorm warnings outside of the Columbus metro area and just to the north in Delaware County. We'll look at those here in just a minute. Those are producing some pretty good gusts of winds right now. But again, if you are inside of this tornado warning, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter and getting to the lowest level of your house, and put as many walls, again, between you and the outside as possible. Cover your neck and head. If you're in a mobile home, you need to get out of that mobile home and get into the nearest sturdy structure. As this continues on down the line, you can see they issued a severe thunderstorm warning outside of this, and I'm sure it's tagged tornado possible. They do have a tagged tornado possible, so they're getting out ahead of this a little bit. So for the friends that continue on here in Guernsey County and portions in Noble County, this is heading your direction, and it's moving again east at 45. We'll put this into rotation here for you, or motion for you, and you can kind of see real quick as it starts to queue up a little bit as we back this up. Right there is when they right before that, they actually issued that tornado warning, but very strong and very tight rotation here based on that radar scan. That was just a few minutes ago. Still there, by the way. It's starting to, sometimes we say pulsate. It started to weaken a little bit, but it's definitely there, and it's becoming a little bit more tighter on the latest couple of scans. So again, if you're in southern Muskingum County, you need to be in that tornado safe shelter. And again, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If I put it on regular velocity, which is just winds and not taking out the motion of the storm, definitely can see that rotation very, very, very clearly on radar. And I kind of see, if I just kind of scan over this, we're getting 60 or so mile-an-hour winds inbound, and not very much going outbound, but that's kind of an indication, a classic indication here for tornadic weather. Looking here to the reflectivity, just real quick, you can see, and sometimes it doesn't match up as good as it should with radar, but right in this general area, and we have to say it's general, again, this would be rain wrapped, is where that rotation is. So if you're outside of Roseville, if South Zanesville, Philo, you are in the path of this, and Blue Rock also is coming up here as well on a map. So you need to be in that tornado safe shelter. It is going to be crossing here very, very shortly as it continues to move forward here. So let's see here. Not seeing a lot going on as far as comments goes, but be very curious to see what is actually happening on the ground. I know that's approaching State Route 60 here, just outside of Philo, and you got to remember we're a little bit in the past with radar. The scans take a few minutes to process and come back on. We're also dealing with some flash flooding as well, and some severe thunderstorm warnings throughout this afternoon, and we kind of expected that. The further south you go in Ohio today, the more the atmosphere becomes unstable, and we could see a few isolated tornadoes, which is right on track with what we're seeing, and again, some severe thunderstorm warnings that continue to populate. The latest scan that just come in, and you're not seeing this necessarily on screen, still shows the rotation area just outside of Blue Rock. And if we zoom in here just to the south of Philo, you can see the scan just updated on your screen as well. But just outside, right in this general area, is where we're seeing some pretty good rotation still. So this would consider the warning very valid. And looking at something that I have off screen called normalized rotation, wouldn't be surprised now that we don't have something particular on the ground. I'm not saying that we do, but it's looking more and more likely now that we do, based on a couple of products that we're looking at. Kind of looking at correlation coefficient, not seeing a ton there, but normalized rotation is another product that we look at, and it is definitely showing something that is going on there just to the northwest of Blue Rock. Going to pass on State Route 60 between Philo and Blue Rock at this particular point. But again, if this thing shifts one way or another, you still need to be in that tornado safe shelter and get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So I'll turn it back on just velocity, kind of looking here. Pretty interesting looking storm and a pretty classic looking setup. You got the backfill, if you will. We have the inflow coming in from the south, and you got the inflow notch coming in from the back of the storm, which is kind of percolating that rotation here for us as it's moving off towards the east. I'll throw this into motion for you real quick, and it's moving pretty much straight east right now. So again, if you're over in Guernsey County or Noble County, a heads up to you at this point. If it dives to the south just a little bit, Morgan County could be in on this. But it just depends. It's kind of look like it's, again, as you can see there on the screen, looks like it's staying pretty much due east at this point, which will take it. And again, you see some of those other areas of rotation just kind of off your screen up here by Newark and Columbus. Nothing to prompt a tornado warning, but I'm sure that's something they continue to monitor as they have severe thunderstorm warnings up for that as well. But this tornado warning still valid. Waiting on an update. They haven't updated this one in just a few minutes. We're kind of waiting on an update from the National Weather Service, but from what we're seeing here, it is a very valid warning. So again, you need to be in that tornado safe shelter. Let's go ahead and look here at another product. I'll stop this and we'll kind of put it into current. It's kind of what we're dealing with right there, just outside of Philo. That's where that rotation is, and that is where we're at right now. Again, very, very valid rotation. Again, looking off screen here and looking at a couple other things. Very, very valid rotation that we're seeing, and again, need to be in that tornado safe shelter. That's so important right now, as starting to see a little things on correlation coefficient as well. So I wouldn't be surprised there. It's a little bit murky. We're also seeing hail with this storm, so we're seeing hail up to about 1 inch right now coming down with this, but again, it would be rain wrapped. As you can see here, this is the precipitation. This would be rain wrapped if something were to occur. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. So if you're just joining us, we do have, and I'll kind of zoom out here, we do have a tornado warning that we're looking at here for southeastern Ohio, if you will, more towards the eastern and the mid-Ohio Valley. We will focus in on this, and then we'll talk about some of the other severe storms that is moving in on some of the other areas. But right now we're going to stay focused on this tornado warning, in part because, number one, it is showing some pretty good signs of rotation right now. All things are pointing to this is a very, very valid tornado warning. So this is what we got going on. This tornado warning goes until 5. It goes until 3 p.m. And I haven't seen them update this. I expect them to trim this back here in just a minute to cut out portions of Muskingum County, but we'll have to wait and see if they decide to do that or not. But I'm assuming they're going to trim that back and or reissue it. Depending on what it looks like right now, I would say it would be reissued on the latest scan. So we're getting to that point where they have to start to make a decision downstream to give people a heads up. So they're going to have to make that. Now, the one thing I will say, this is moving at 45 miles an hour, and it seems like it's moving even slower than that to me, just a little bit. But currently they still have it clocked at 45 miles an hour. It just seems like it's taking a little bit longer to move across the area. So it's not a big, fast-moving storm, but we are seeing, again, that rotation is still coming in here on radar. We also have to be careful, too, with this. We're having a lot of rain in on this, so we're seeing a lot of flash flood warnings. I have those turned off right now, but as you can see in this storm and even out ahead of this, we're seeing a ton of rain being dumped with this, and there's flash flood warnings as well that is with this. Right now, you can see the latest scan here that just came in. They're showing 2-inch hail marker now, so they just upped that. It just upped that to 2 inches. So what that means is, kind of looking at this things, we're seeing hail being dropped from further up in the atmosphere. So this means that it has a longer way to come down, the bigger the hailstone. So what we're seeing essentially is these are very, very tall-topped storms, and these are indicative of the kind of setup we're seeing here today and the rotation. Just kind of looking through some other comments, and there goes the next tornado warning that just is coming in here for us, and this is including Clermont County. So we're not exactly in the same area. We do have another new tornado warning here for Clermont County. So this is down by Cincinnati. So we have 2 tornado warnings up here on the board now, and we're let's see here, go down to that one here in just a minute. We're going to be split between 2 radar sites. So we do have another tornado warning that is just being issued here for Clermont County, just outside of Hamilton County, just outside of Cincinnati. It's not even up here on the board yet with us, but we'll be flipping over to this one here in just a moment as well. So we are dealing with 2 tornado warnings now here for portions of Ohio. Give me 1 second. Kind of getting my bearings straight on the second one here. You can see the tornado warning is populated here for Clermont County now as well. And let's go ahead and flip over to our Wilmington radar site, get a look at this as well, which we are there. So right now in Clermont County, you can see here we have this tornado warning, and let me get flipped over here. Kind of looking here at this tornado warning for you. This goes for central Clermont County, and it goes until 3:15. Again, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado that was located over Withamsville, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Radar indicated rotation. Impacted locations potentially could be Amelia, Bethel, New Richmond, Williamsburg, Batavia, Clermont County Airport, Lindale, Mount Carmel, Saltaire, East Fork State Park, New Palestine, Nicholasville, Blairsville, Willowsville, Bantam, and Summerside. If you're in this area, you need to get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So again, tornado warnings. We have 2 tornado warnings here going on right now on the board, and we're down here in Cincinnati, and we also have one up here in Muskingum County. That one continues to be a valid warning. You can see they trimmed that one back as well, so we'll talk about that one here in just a minute. But this particular new tornado warning here for Clermont County, if you're in Clermont County and central Clermont County, you need to be in that tornado-safe shelter, and again, get as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You kind of see here where that tornado warning would be, just right along. We kind of zoom out right along the Ohio River. So you kind of see this embedded rotation here of where that would be. And let me go ahead and take out the motion of the storm. You kind of see here, gives a little bit clearer picture of where that rotation would be. Right along 52 in the Ohio River is where they're seeing that. And if I back this up a few scans, let me go ahead and do that before they issued the tornado warning, kind of see what progressed here. Definitely had a tornado, what's called a tornado vortex signature. Don't see those too often, especially lately, but that definitely is showing us something there. You can kind of see right there it started to matriculate. Stop this right in here. It started to matriculate and kind of have that backward spin, and then boom, they issued the tornado warning. And let's go ahead and go to current here. Again, very valid. This is moving off here. Moving off here right around 749. So State Route 52, there you go, 749, just outside of Amelia, right along the Ohio River. Very valid tornado warning there as well. You can clearly see the rotation on that one. Again, radar indicated at this point. We're continuing to watch this. Now, I'm sorry, they do have this as observed. It just changed colors on us as well. So I'm trying to get some information. Hang on one second. So they do they're calling this one observed. So they do say they have a tornado warning. So this is a very dangerous situation now. So if you are outside of Amelia, if you're in Clermont County, you have an observed tornado warning. We have 2 tornado warnings on the board. We also have one up in Muskingum County. That one is not observed. That is radar indicated. That has weakened just a little bit, but nevertheless, you need to respect the polygon on that one. But we also have this observed tornado warning for central Clermont County, and you need to be taking that one very, very seriously as well. So radar radar indicated rotation on the Muskingum County. I'm going to flip back over to that one for our friends in Muskingum County as well. That one still, you can see, let's see here. Okay, I'm just chatting with a few people off screen here. All right, so this one's still very valid here. So Muskingum County, just kind of recap where we're at. Muskingum County, you have this tornado warning for about another 5 minutes. And we're not seeing, I'm not seeing, it's still rotating a little bit, so it'd be interesting to see if they reissue that one as well. So if you're in Muskingum County and also heads up to Guernsey County, Noble County, you need to be in your tornado-safe shelter. Coming down here to this observed tornado warning now, down here in Clermont County, this is the dangerous, a very dangerous situation now. Based on what we're seeing on radar. And I'll show you a couple things here. This is what they call observed tornado. You can see it very clearly here with the winds, but let's look at what's called the correlation coefficient. And we look at the correlation coefficient. Do you see that? That is what's called not normal. Okay, this is things that shouldn't be there. So this is probably more than likely why they have this as observed, because this is creating what's called a tornado debris signature. So we're seeing here, this is what we call debris lofted in the atmosphere. So if you're in Clermont County, there's a tornado on the ground. It's now been upgraded to observed. You need to be in that tornado-safe shelter. So the towns of Amelia is just to the south of you, but you need to be in that tornado-safe shelter. Bethel, you need to be in that as well. We're seeing some things backed up here a little bit on some of the interstates here. We're kind of looking at some of the cameras as well. But Bethel, you need to be in your tornado self shelter. Even in portions of New Richmond, depending on your address, you need to be in that tornado safe shelter. Get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. It is very important that you do that. If you're in a mobile home, you need to get outside of that mobile home as well. Just kind of looking through a couple things, but yeah, so there we go. So we do have an observed tornado warning here, again, for Clermont County. I don't want to forget about our friends here over in Muskingum County as well. So we do have 2 tornado warnings, depending on where you're watching. We have a plethora of severe thunderstorm warnings right now as well. So we're waiting to see what happens. The good thing here, and I'm going to come back to Clermont County in just a moment, but the good thing here, we have not seen a reissuance of this tornado warning over the from the National Weather Service over here in Pittsburgh, and it's starting to weaken, which is a very good sign. I'm looking here again off screen to some things. This isn't as pronounced. This isn't as tight as we normally see with that. So that's what we're looking at for that. We'll have to wait and see. They have another 3 minutes on this warning. Normally what would happen is they would issue another warning by now, but we're not 100% if they're going to do that or not. Right now, we're kind of waiting for Pittsburgh. This is the National Weather Service out of Pittsburgh's office area of responsibility. We're kind of waiting to see if they reissue that or not. But it is very plausible. It is very possible that they could reissue this for the area. It just depends on what kind of they're seeing in the background and are they getting any type of real-world reports or not. But let's go ahead and back up here. If you're just joining us once again, we'll kind of reset. We're dealing with tornado warnings across southern Ohio. Southeastern Ohio kind of prompted our coverage from Muskingum County. That one is starting to approach towards Guernsey County and Noble County. And we also have a tornado warning that has been observed. So that means there's a tornado on the ground in Clermont County, just outside of Cincinnati. So if you're up here in Muskingum County, in the central or southern portion of Muskingum County, again, this one goes for another couple of minutes. It expires at 3 o'clock, and I have not seen any reissuance of this, so I'm not sure if that one is going to be reissued whatsoever. We're going to zoom in here on the other tornado warning that is observed down here in Cincinnati. This one's becoming more of a problem for many of the areas, and we're going to flip over to something called correlation coefficient once again. Boom, you can see right there. This is something that we call like the debris ball tracker that you see on TV. It's actually called correlation coefficient. And I'm just kind of looking through some of your comments too. Yeah, I don't have time to read your comments and answer them right now. I'm sorry. One-man band doing about 40 things, so some of you are complaining about that. Sorry about your luck. Do have a tornado warning right now for Clermont County, and this is that debris ball tracker just to the south of Amelia and just outside of Bethel. So if you're in any one of those towns, again, you need to make sure that you're in your tornado-safe shelter. Amelia, Williamsburg, Bethel, it is a very dangerous situation now because of the fact that they have this as a confirmed tornado with debris being lofted in the air. So you need, again, make sure you're in that tornado-safe shelter. Williamsburg, Batavia, Lindale, Saltaire, East Fork State Park, New Palestine, Nicholasville, Blairsville, and Bantam. You need to be in that tornado-safe shelter. Again, as the National Weather Service is even stating, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Move to a basement or interior room on the lowest floor or sturdy structure. We do have another tornado warning here, and I wonder if this is what I thought. And yes, so the other tornado warning here for the other, nobody's going to die. But there is a new tornado warning here just to the south. That tornado warning up in Muskingum County kind of slipped just to the south a little bit. So portions of Morgan County, as we said earlier, that we were looking at, that kind of flipped just to the south. So this is a new warning. So if you're in If you're in Morgan County, I should say, the Muskingum County warning has been canceled as far as the tornado warning goes. But we do have this new tornado warning here for northeastern Morgan County. This one goes until 3:45. We'll see if it lasts that long because it is on a weakening trend, but nevertheless, there still is enough rotation. We have a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado that is located near McConnellsville, moving east at 30 miles an hour. Again, tornado and quarter-size hail, radar indicated rotation. So again, make sure that you respect the polygon. They're staying from the National Weather Service. This is going to be mainly over rural areas of northeastern Morgan County. And includes Bristol. But again, make sure if you're in anywhere, this tiny little sliver here in northeastern Morgan County, you seek shelter. Not a lot going on there as far as population density goes, but there could be some people that live in this general area, and you need, again, to make sure that you're seeking shelter right now. Let's go ahead and look at the next one that's coming in here. A new tornado warning has been issued for Muskingum and Noble County, so now they're going back off to the north, so you'll see that one pop up on your screen. Golf ball size hail now with this one as well that we're seeing. Yeah, I'm just starting to ban people. I'm a real weatherman too, by the way. So I'm just blocking people now. But so that's what we got going on right now. You have another tornado warning that will come on here as well. So right now I'm going to end this video, and we'll see if I pick it back up here in just a few minutes. But don't be alarmed. We're going through a little bit of transition, 3 o'clock. So this real weatherman has to take a little bit of a break.